Welcome. Today we are going to be talking to royalty. I'm just going to put it out there. This is a man that we don't know that much about, but we do know a whole lot about his family. You guys, it's T.J. Jackson.
Yes. Hello, how's everyone doing?
Oh my gosh, we are so good. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. I'm great. We're all in the middle of this pandemic. But I can't complain. Me and my family, we're all okay. And we're doing all right. I worry about all those out there who are struggling. I have a lot of
Right.
fans that are in tough circumstances. But
Mhm.
me and my family, we're all okay.
That's good. So, who are you quarantining with?
I'm quarantining with my family. So it's me and my younger three kids, my
Okay.
minor kids, my wife, and my cousin who's 18, with
Oh.
BG. So it's the six of us, and we are making it work, and we're doing our thing.
Oh my gosh. So I can just only imagine. But see, this is what happens in my head. So I just see y'all all dancing and singing. All.
No, no. I mean, maybe the girls are dancing, with TikTok, and they're trying to show
Oh,
me some
yes.
things and all that fun stuff. But we like to watch movies. We're like everyone else. So we're watching movies and Netflix and I like to read, so I'm doing a lot of reading and
Okay.
and
Well,
launching my own career. So it's been a lot of work, but we've been making it work.
right, right. And what people don't realize when you say your own career, you went solo in like 2019, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's been about 7 months now. Finally did my own thing, being a Jackson and then being in 3T since the
3T, yes.
90s, the mid 90s. I was always, the young one looking up to my brothers and one just going on for the ride. But this time it's me who's in control, and it's kind of liberating. It's kind of cool, to be able to have complete control of my music and art. And
Wow.
I've been enjoying every step of it. It's been beautiful. The fans have been amazing, and I've been enjoying it.
I mean, we are enjoying it because you have your song
Obsession, yes.
Obsession, yes. When I tell you I watched that video, ooh, I was like, okay, you have a new fan in me for sure.
Oh,
And I
cool.
promise you that once we get through talking, you're going to have many, many more because you're so quiet.
Yeah,
You guys are so private
yeah.
and we
It,
be digging.
it's no, it's true. It's been different. We grew up very private, very
Mm-hmm.
closed doors, and so in today's world, it's a completely different world. People are
Yes.
used to getting all access to everyone, and that's been a transition for me. I think I've been doing pretty well with that,
Yes.
considering where I came from. I can hear my Uncle Michael in my head, saying you're doing too much. Let it breathe. Let him think about it. But in today's world, it's so quick.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm contemplating doing some TikTok stuff and all that good stuff just to
Oh my
stay with
gosh.
it. That's what everyone wants to see.
Oh,
But it's been fun. I've been doing a lot of lives with my fans and just
right.
lives with friends and stuff.
Right, right,
And
right.
just trying to be open and be completely authentic with the world. And it's been great.
Of course, because I mean, you said your uncle, you kind of just slid that in there, right? And my uncle. Well,
Well,
we
he
all
is my
know.
uncle. See, yeah.
Come on, come
Yeah, well,
on.
it's my Uncle Michael. And the world sees him as Michael Jackson, the king of pop. And
Yes.
yes, but for me, that's my uncle. And
Oh, that is
he,
so sweet.
I honestly, I don't see the moonwalk. I don't see, the glove and all that. I just see, a big brother, someone who shared jokes with, and someone who had an amazing laugh. And that's what I feel and see when I think of my Uncle Michael.
Oh, that is so sweet. What is one of your favorite songs of his?
Of his,
Yeah.
there's so many. There's so many. But the one that's been really hitting me hard has been Man in the Mirror.
Oh,
My uncle really stood for change and
mm-hmm.
for all humanity and
Right.
love. And to me, that's just a song that obviously lyrically it's very strong,
Right,
but
right, right.
also musically it sounds amazing. And
It does.
I think he's my favorite artist. And I think that one in Human Nature. I loved Human Nature, and I
Oh
love PYT
yeah.
too. There's a lot, but
It's so many, yeah.
there are a lot. But if I had to pick one, it'd be Man in the Mirror.
I like that. I do because I was trying to think of it like what's my but I kept jumping to a different song, a different song. I'm like I like them all. I don't have a favorite because they all are so and I can remember exactly where I was when I heard it, exactly what I was doing. So when you say Man in the Miracles, of course that is so
Yeah.
relevant to this moment right now.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. And he put his heart and soul into music and trying to inspire people. And from that song to Heal the World, and there's many others. Even We Are the World.
We
And that's
are the
something that,
world.
as an
Yeah.
artist myself, I try to aspire to do is try to be an inspiration and try to represent positivity.
Right, right. So what is it when you say as an artist yourself, what is your favorite song on your album?
Ooh, okay. So I just released my first EP last month, and it's either my first single, Insomnia. There's something
Okay.
about it. It's a sensual song. It's
Yes, it
people don't
is.
expect that from me, or Jackson. So I love that surprise element of it, and it's just a nice throwback song to the classic '90s
Yeah,
R&B song sound, which I love and grew up on.
right,
So it's either that one or Number One Fan, and that one's a special one because it's one that I wrote many years ago, and it's just a testament to all my fans that have been with me throughout the ride,
right, right,
and
right,
just talking about how much it is and how important it is to have that support system as a person. So
right.
it's one of those two. They have a lot of authentic sounds and live instruments, but married
Yes.
with some modern elements. So I just think those two songs represent me the most so far.
I love it. I love all of them. I was like, how could I miss this? Like, why was I sleeping on this?
Yeah.
Amazing sound. It is so different
Hmm.
than what you would expect.
And that's what I
Right.
wanted. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
And even with the Insomnia videos, my very first video I did and released to the world, it's one of those where you shouldn't watch with kids around.
Right.
And I think it's one of those. It was important for me because so many people see me as the '90s teeny bop,
Mm-hmm.
anything and why and our
Mm-hmm.
songs from back then and tease me. But I wanted to do something to let people know this is a different me, and I'm a
Oh,
man now, and I wanted my music to reflect that and make sure my fans knew that.
right. You a grown man
I'm
now,
a
because
grown
that's what
man.
that because
Yes.
that's what that said. It's like he a grown. Because I was thinking, like, wait a minute, is this? Wait a minute, you
Yeah,
a
I ain't playing
grown man.
around. Yeah.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. And everybody got it. We all know you not playing anymore, TJ. You know
No.
what's so funny? I was also looking at how you are so creative musically. How was it in your household growing up, like you said, with your uncle Michael? I mean, and
Yeah.
your dad.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, TJ is Tito Jackson's son.
Yes, I am. And that's I'm grateful. I'm blessed. I think any great artist in any great field or in any field, the trick is to really expand your horizon and hear and see and really see all types of art.
Right.
And growing up, my family was big on that. My uncle used to always take us to museums,
Hmm.
and we'd always look at architecture and talk about it.
Right.
And then even more specifically with music, my father used to play, vinyls of everything, from
Wow.
Kool and the Gang to Anita Baker to
Wow.
everyone, and even other artists who people may not realize, from I grew up listening to also artists like Led Zeppelin and the Beatles and the Bee Gees.
Wow.
But of course, the Motown sound and the Motown era was probably my biggest influence,
Hmm.
and I'm just grateful because we listen to everything, and I think that's important. Even though I love R&B the most, and I do R&B, I think it helps to have a full palette.
Right. I agree. And it shows in your work. It's just amazing.
Thank you.
Um, Let me ask you, since you have like music in your DNA, right? It's
Yes.
just in you, right? Did you get pressure from your family to go into music?
No, I actually, if there was pressure to go into a field, it would have been of sports, of baseball. I
Baseball.
think it's like a known thing. A lot of athletes wish they were singers, and vice versa.
Yes.
A lot of singers wish they were athletes. So, and I don't think it was any different for most of the Jackson family. My father loves baseball, so he used to coach me and my brothers as kids, and we used to play all the time to the point where my brother has his jersey retired, and we were getting college scholarship offers.
Wow.
Yeah, so we could play ball. It's just that at that time we were also, doing really well with our music. So
Hmm.
we decided to continue on the music and continuing to contribute to what our family built. And
Right.
that's what we're doing still to this day is music.
Yeah. And I think you made the right choice. I mean, I have never seen you ball, but
I
I
was
have
quick.
heard you.
I was quick. I was competitive. My family's competitive, so I don't
Yes.
know. I don't know. But yeah,
Okay.
I don't regret it because in my opinion, music is the most powerful medium. It
Right.
speaks all languages. Anyone around the world, I get it all the time. People around the world who reach out to me, thanking me for whatever. Maybe
Right.
inspiring them when they're
Right.
sick, inspiring them to create. And
Hmm.
that's such a warming sensation for me. There's
It really
nothing that I
is.
can receive more than gratitude from a fan that actually I've never met.
Right.
So that's a powerful thing, and I don't regret that because I don't think sports would have been able to give me that.
Yeah, we're not gonna call you and say, "Oh my God, that
The way
hit
you hit
was
that
some."
home
Yeah.
run, and I mean from everywhere, from like India, from
Right.
Africa, Australia, all around the world, and that's a
Wow.
powerful thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I again, I think you made the right choice, and I stand by your decision.
Cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
But you on the Misfit One Lifestyles podcast, which I'm gonna ask about your fitness, and you were a baller. Do you
Yeah.
keep up with that? How do you start your day off?
So I try to run in the morning. I was never a runner. I was always a sprinter growing up, never long
Yeah.
distance.
Hmm.
So I just didn't have the long distance in me. And then about 10 years ago, a little bit longer actually, I had a goal to run a marathon without stopping. And for me, that was like, again, I was a sprinter. I was really fast growing
Right.
up. So this was like the absolute opposite of what I thought I was capable of.
Right.
But I ran and I run still because it clears my mind and gives me time to think.
Hmm.
Now that I'm older, been getting into yoga for my flexibility.
Love it.
And I
Yes.
and I
Yes.
still hoop. I play in a Sunday league and an adult league, and
No,
I'm
come
playing
on
with
now.
my younger cousins and son, and still hooping. Holding on to jerseys, doing the old man tricks. And so I still stay active.
Love it. I love it. And it helps with, like you said, when you go running, it clears your mind, and then you can have that creativity to do whatever you need to do throughout the day, which is
Absolutely.
amazing. I
Absolutely.
love
I
it.
think there's so many different ways you could stay active or find something that motivates you uh, physically. And I think it's super important that we do, beyond just the benefits of a healthy or a great looking body or a healthy
Correct.
body. It helps you with your mind too. And I think that's something that sometimes gets forgotten.
Always.
And it could change. It may be swimming for me in a year, maybe boxing in 2 years.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna embrace whatever that means.
Right.
And as long as I'm staying active, that's all I care about.
Amen. I agree. That's me too. I mean, back in the day, I would flip tires and doing the chant
Yeah,
like I was that girl. Now I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do some little yoga, I'm gonna
yeah,
ride bike.
Pilates. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
It's
but
all good stuff.
that's it. As long as we stay moving, right?
That's it. That's it.
And so when you're at home with your kids, right?
Hmm.
Do y'all play? I said you say y'all play basketball, right?
Yeah. So me and my older son played basketball on a team.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now my stepdaughter, who's now in her mid-20s, I used to coach her, play with her, and she played college ball.
Wow.
Um, and now my little girls, they're very good tennis players, but they don't like tennis as much. So now they're loving basketball. So I'm probably going to be coaching them and teaching them some things on the court to try to help them reach any goals they want to reach. But for me, I want to teach all my kids and anyone I can that sports is big,
Yeah.
and whether it's solo sports or team sports,
Right.
it's all important, obviously, for your physical health, but all the life
Mental.
lessons you can get.
Right.
about teamwork, about dealing with loss,
Mm-hmm.
about never giving up,
Right.
and I just think it's huge. So all my kids, it's a role we have, my wife and I, is you got to play a sport.
That's it.
Period.
Yeah.
No matter how good or bad you are at it, you got
That's
to
it.
find something that's going to help develop those skills of dealing with loss and challenge and obstacles.
Absolutely. I love that because that was exactly my rule too. You're going to find something. You're going to do
You
something.
got to.
I love how you said how you are passing that on to your kids. What is something that your Uncle Michael gave
Yeah.
you?
I I think as far as an activity, the number one activity he taught me and my brothers, or at least me, was the importance of reading, of educating your mind,
Mm-hmm.
of always growing. I used to hate to read, and I
What?
remember it clearly. I couldn't stand it. And around 14 years old, I was with my uncle in New York, and he used to go to Barnes and Noble all the time and stay there for hours. And
Mm-hmm.
I'd be used to be so bored because I didn't like to read. And he was like, you always come in here and always look like you're ready to go. You got to get into this. You got
Mm-hmm.
go find a book that's going to talk to you.
Right.
And I found that book, and ever since then, I've been a diehard reader.
Wow.
So I just think that was the biggest thing he passed on to me, and I try to pass on to my kids. And then as far as values, just being help there for other people, making the world a better place, trying to leave something there for the world that can inspire them to bring happiness
Mm-hmm.
and to be grateful and to be humble.
Right.
Those were all things my uncle preached to us.
Wow.
Always be willing to learn and always be willing to give to others.
I love that. I love that. And that is something that you can take and give to everyone. And if everyone took that and gave to everyone, and if it would keep going on, and this world would be a better place, no doubt
Much better
about it.
place.
You know, well, I know that Mother's Day is right around the corner.
Hmm.
And I know you lost your mom when Mother Dee Dee, right?
I did. I
Yeah,
did.
when you were young.
I did, and it's obviously the hardest thing. I had just turned 16. My last picture with my mother was like 4 days after my 16th birthday, and
Oh,
it was tough, obviously, But
mm-hmm,
I was lucky to have my family around me and my
right.
friends,
Mm-hmm,
and my friends' families, who were able to support me and catch me.
mm-hmm,
And it's still something that you always got to go through. You
right,
don't get over something like that. You just learn
right,
how to deal with it.
right.
And my brothers and I, we are blessed to start an organization on my mother's behalf, called
Oh,
the Dee Jackson Foundation. And it's been a blessing not only for us to learn more about it, but also to give back to others who are in similar situations.
that
And
is
we do
awesome.
music therapy classes.
Oh,
We do a weekly show where people can hear different topics and on how to deal with loss. And we're just trying to do our part, to make the world a better place, like our family always preached to us.
that is awesome. That
Mhm.
is awesome. So, what is one of your favorite memories of her as a kid?
My mother was, you know what it is? I'm going to say this. She was the kind of mother that was so into her kids and what they were doing and the
Right.
community.
Mm-hmm.
Still to this day, there are people who come up to me who I do not know who will
Right.
say and give me a great story about what my mother did for them.
Wow.
I had a flat tire and your mother just pulled over and helped me. Those kind of things that's how I get connection to my mother.
Wow.
As far as like what favorite childhood memory, I think it was when I was 14. We had a baseball team, a little
Mm-hmm.
league team, and we didn't have a coach. I guess there was no volunteer, so she had to manage our team until someone came. So halfway through the season, my mother, who knew baseball because we all played, was our manager, and she was
That's
only
awesome.
5 feet tall. So she, against all these older men or
Yes.
young boys who thought they were all that.
Right,
But my
right, right.
mother was strong. She was tough. She would tell it like it is, and she was
I
she was
love
running
it.
that team. So it's just those kind of moments.
Yeah.
She was a strong woman, but had a huge heart, and I'll always love and cherish her and try to make her proud.
Oh, that is so awesome. And I totally understand that. My mom died when I was 11. So I get it where you say you can never get over it.
No.
but you
No.
can honor them.
Yeah.
And that's all I could do is every day I just want her to be proud to say, hey, that's my
That's my girl.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my baby. You like, yeah,
You know, and
you
it took
know.
me time to understand that concept because
Hmm.
a lot of times people say, we got to get over things. We got to get over things. But that's one of the benefits that I received from doing this foundation is I've
Hmm.
learned that's not something you can get over. Something like that is too hard to
No,
get over. You got to
right.
learn how to deal with it and navigate through it.
That's right.
And every day is a different type of journey. Like I
Hmm.
was thought I was okay, and then I had a child, and then
Right.
and then you realize you don't have that external mother help, maternal help as a grandmother to help and that guidance.
Yeah.
And then it hits you all over again. And then when your
Yeah.
son graduates high school, it's like my mom would have loved to have been here. So it's
That's
never
it.
ending,
That's
and
never
and
ending.
that's something you just have to learn and understand. But that pain is real, and to anyone out there who's had a significant loss,
Hmm.
the main thing I've learned also is to make sure you're not alone.
You're not
There's
alone.
many of us out there, and
Hmm.
whatever you're going through, you're not alone. And I think that isolation or that feeling of being isolated is where the trouble comes in. So
Yep.
make sure you know to reach out and find that community that can bring you some strength and inspiration and hope.
I love that because that's very true, and nobody can understand it unless they've been there. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
it because you think I'm good, and then you crying. I cried more from my mom as an adult than I did when I was a kid. Just like
understood,
you said, like when I have a baby, a wedding, a this, it's like, oh,
understood.
you
Yeah,
and I'm almost 50 years old and I'm still crying for my mom on things like that. So you are
yeah,
absolutely right, and we're not alone. And like you said, reach out.
yeah. By the
Yeah.
way, you look great for being just about 50 years old. I would have
Thank
never guessed
you.
that. So
Yeah, thank you.
good on you.
Yeah, that eating well and exercise, it pays off.
Okay, well, you're a walking example, so keep doing your thing.
Thank you, thank you. I have a surprise for you.
Let's hear it.
I know your uncle through my husband. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to see if you
Okay.
remember this. Can you see that?
Yes, I can.
This is my father-in-law, Jack Colen. He was
Wow.
Michael's bodyguard forever.
Wow.
They have so many pictures of them doing everyday thing. And what was so amazing, this is how much I love you guys as family, because Jack recently died, I think in January. And when he passed, I don't remember, but Micheal Jackson page posted rest in peace
Wow.
to him, which was like, what? How did they even know that? And
Yeah.
it went worldwide. It went crazy. People from all over the world was saying, rest in peace, Jack. Thank you for protecting him. And I want to cry because it was so heartfelt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was just amazing.
Yeah. And sorry about the loss. I'm sure I've met Jack many times because
Yes.
it looks like an early '80s picture. I was probably 4 or 5 years old.
Yep.
But that's something that my uncle was about. He was about taking care of and helping those anyone, but really those who were around him and were in his circle.
Mhm.
And that
Mhm.
doesn't shock me. He did those kind of things all the time, and I love hearing that because it's just a constant reminder of the right way to live and the right way to be.
Yeah.
And
You
that's what my uncle was. He always tried to help people. And
right.
you know,
I love that
I
because
appreciate you
everything
sharing that story.
it's amazing. Everything you talked about him all the way up led to this moment
Mm,
because his legacy is still strong and still affecting us,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is
And
awesome.
I get messages all the time from people around the world. Like I said, people around the world who are talking about the impact that my uncle had on them.
Right.
And it's a beautiful way to remember him because
It is.
I know how much his fans and everyone meant to him. So for that love to come back, 10 years after he's passed is a
Mhm.
beautiful thing. And my uncle had a heart of gold and would do anything to help people and I appreciate you sharing the story.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. They have all kind of stories of them, and how they even spent Christmas at my husband's house so
Hmm.
many times. And my husband was got so many great stories about Michael, and it's just so cool because his legacy speaks for itself.
Yeah, absolutely,
And then you
absolutely.
guys are doing what you do makes him even prouder. Are you doing anything special for Mother's Day? Are you doing anything for, I can't, you don't have to give me any of the secrets. We won't tell them.
No, it's all good. I think we're just gonna have a pool day here at the house, and I was just talking to my wife, and that's what I asked her. Was there anything special you want to do? And she said, no, just a chill day with the kids. It would be sounds like perfection. So we'll probably just swim, have some music on,
Right.
maybe order pizza, chips.
Okay.
Simple,
If that
simple.
sounds
and
great.
I've learned that it's the simple things in life is what matters. And for
Hmm.
everyone out there, make sure you take care of your families, and especially during this time, this is a great opportunity to bond with
Yeah.
your families
Hmm.
and really make some good memories. And I think that's important to do, and I'm hoping that everyone is doing that. But I
Yeah.
hope this, just me saying that, inspires you to do something that could be memorable, whether it's a board game, whether it's a drawing, whether it's a puzzle. It's I think it's a good opportunity to kind of go back in time and keep it simple.
Right. I love that. What other projects are you working on? I know you had something that started on May 1st. What was the challenge?
Uh, okay, so May 1st, I released my Obsession
Session.
Acoustic. I'm trying to
Uh-huh.
remember everything myself.
Right,
I
right.
closed up an Obsession challenge, which I got great entries around the world again, where anybody could do any piece of art or creation surrounding my EP. And I
Yes.
got so many great things I didn't even know you could do. So
Wow.
I presented those winners, and then I got a new song for my second EP coming out later this
Okay.
month on May
Okay.
22nd. I'm super excited for that because it's very live, a lot of live instruments, some
Right.
horns, live bass, live drums, and it's kind of like a throwback to the sounds that I really like. So
Awesome.
I got stuff going on. I got a lot of music to come out, and I'm looking forward to sharing it.
And we will be right here. How can we stay connected? How do we find you, follow up,
Yes.
and see what's going on?
So I'm all over social media. I think the best place to start is simply my website. Go to
Okay.
tjjackson.com. That can link you to Instagram or Facebook. All those good things. I have a
Perfect.
newsletter that I send once a week out to let people know what I'm up to. With usually I
Okay.
started off with some inspirational things, and that's a good way. But all that can be found straight from my website, which is
Okay.
just www.tjjackson.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking some time out today and talking
Anytime.
with us. I mean, you are a breath of fresh air, really. I love that smile. I mean,
Oh,
just
well,
a breath of fresh air. So
well,
thank
thank
you.
thank you for having me, and I love what you're doing. Keep it up. Stay
Thank you.
strong. Stay positive. You look great. Keep doing
Thank
your thing.
you.
Share your secrets, and God bless you.
God bless you too. Until next time. Mwah.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.